Hello, welcome back. Tonight I will speak about Clauneck. This is a recording part of a playlist where I speak about Clauneck, the persona or who Clauneck is, of course the different elements and aspects of his personality. Of course it is a very interesting subject that I like to think about. There's an element of beautiful when it comes to Clauneck. There's the element of admiration, the element of the element of the sound, the element of the voice as well. There's a special type of ardeur when it comes to Clauneck. His name too is very representative of who he is, and it is a very rich name which has a very special sound to it. Clauneck. It is interesting how the consonants and the vocals created sound, that name Clauneck. And going back to describing him, I say there are different elements that create who he is. Of course there is the element of the space, of the magic, of that part of the unseen, that part of the magician. Of course the magician does not reveal his secrets. The magician knows that part of the script, or the magician has certain power or certain element in his repertoire, or in his arsenal, or in his way of being, the lessons that he has learned or the things that he has acquired. There's the element of the king as well, Clauneck. It does speak about the elements of the king very much through the presentation that we did until now, or different aspects of his personality, the relation to the many elements that I spoke in the other recordings, very beautiful ones, as the sand, the sun, or the mirrors, or the element of the smoke, the element of the movement. There's an entire, as I said, repertoire. We have always these beautiful French words that always express the elegancy of that persona of Clauneck. So the words that I choose to have a certain meaning in representing Clauneck. There's the element of yes, the mirror, or the element of the fire, or the element of the lion, or the element of the rose, or the element of the tree, of the wood, of the candlelight, or the candle, of that part, as I said, of the unseen, that part that is left to the imaginary, the part that is left at free will. It's the part of that element of freedom. And the palace he finds himself in is a very beautiful palace. It's almost like a very unique place, as I've said. It carries a lot of story, it carries a lot of richness in that life, in that story of being something so ancient and so beautiful and so Baroque style, in a very Renaissance type of elements. Very, the Renaissance, the element of the French, or the element of the Italian, of that Art Nouveau, or the Baroque style, or even like a mystical element of his origin. The origin of Clauneck is the most important, tells us most about him as well, the origin. And that's a point that I always want to get more information about the origin of Clauneck, And that origin one sees through the way he dresses, the way he appears, or through the elements around him. That's a very much connection to him as well. The element of the candles, it is always a higher number, or a higher lineage, or a higher line, or a higher point, or another. The palace is grandiose, is large. You don't see the end of it. There's the beauty of that palace, of this high altitude. There's the high music, or the high, there's the element of the high, of the glass, or the even of the glass. The candles carry that element of the light through the glass, or through that space of the mirrors, or through that the different Wände, in German, the different rooms, or the different parts of the room. It has a richness to it as well. And the Baroque style has a meaning of that element of vegetation, the repeated model or motif. It goes to the element of the motif, the element of the decoration as well, with the different symbols that are inscripted or cut in the wood to create that form or that word. in general, you know, one can see different words, or one can see different sentences, or one can see a simple image, you know, without any words. There is a difference in that way as well. But when it comes to Clauneck, of course, that place where he resides tells us very much about him. It is a very interesting part as well. That's the first thing, you know, that I thought of. That's the element of me, you know, imagining that a palace or that room, or the different qualities that make Clauneck be who he is. There's the interest in me to find out more about Clauneck, or to understand more, you know. And the element of the cover of the book as well, it is the image of Clauneck. No, there's the image of him. As I said, I speak in the other recordings in very beautiful detail about those aspects. This is we have somehow moved from that subject already. That's always, I always give a little recapitulation, or I always repeat a little bit, because this video recording may find you like the first one you use, but there are different recordings now, starting with the number 1 and so on. It moves. There is the element of the numeral letters, no? So speaking about the origin, I don't know, it feels a little bit a little Roman, or something like Roman origin, or that it comes from, or has elements from that place, no? Or that culture. There is the element of the Roman or of the Greek in his personality as well. And the connection too with the French words, it's very beautiful now. It's well the element of the exquisite, the element of the je ne sais quoi, no? Like there is a big part of his personality as well. When I think of Clauneck, of course, no? There is a game that he likes or enjoys. There is a freshness in appearance, a uniqueness in his style, or in his persona. There are different characters, qualities, or aspects which are richer than others, no? In his personality, one can find in his personality the way he is. So it does make one think of the element of the sense, or a place where it's very warm. At the same time, the castle, the palace, looks very a little more cold. There's of course, through the material, no, that stone, or of course we have warm elements, the wood or the candle, the color red, so it's very well balanced. And the Baroque style represents too that richness, or that luxury, or that beautiful elements of life, the enjoyment of life. La vita è bella, la dolce vita, but not in the meaning of I would say, well, like a mix of Italian with French, no? There's more the element of the exquisite that I speak in the other recordings, which is, I would choose like the predominant part of his personality, being something exquisite. And, yeah, the part of the candle, or the part of the unseen, it's very interesting as well. The part of the decoration, or the different meanings in the decoration, or the different colors, or the element of the warmth of that soft breeze, or soft sea breeze, or the element of the sound, you know, the journey, the pleasure of being there, or going in that place where you hear music, or you hear. That's the element of Clauneck as well. There is the element of the mirage, of course. There is the element of the quality of the magician to create something magical, like create something unique. It is a very special quality, and Clauneck has to. It is a magus, you know. It represents a certain type of power in the ancients. Is seen as well too as carrying the flame, or carrying the sunlight. You know, that element of the Ra, or the, you know, in different cultures seen in different ways. But the element of the darkness represents the element of the moon, of that play of the light and shadow, of the elements of the sun, and the elements of the moon, the illumination, that factor of the darkness or of the light, and in very different forms, in a very different decorations as well. There is a certain style that comes with his personality. Clauneck has a certain pleasure, in the same time, as I've said, he has a different origin. It is not his origin. The idea of traveler, of the journey, that makes Clauneck very interesting to me. At least I find element of the past always very interesting, especially when it comes to Clauneck. It is an important part, and at the same time, the palace too, or where he resides, or how he is another very important aspect of my curiosity. And there is the softer part, or the elements of the personality, so well, the most it is the way he looks now. The most it is through that representation on the throne, or that element of the king. And there's the element of the water as well. So, well, of course, we have the element of the candlelight, but it makes us think of the moonlight, or of the sea. It makes us think of the element of soft water, or how the water tranquils itself in the evening or in the night, or even during the day, and one can observe the ray lights of the sunlight in the waves, or the wind. It carries that sunlight. That element is very much Clauneck. That is the certain type of magic as well. So, as I've said, there are these very softer petals or softer colors that comes to his personality as well. It's a very part that one can love and appreciate Clauneck. That is the true power of Clauneck as well, the element of the heart, or the element of the Fool in the meaning of the tarot cards. The Fool represents that refreshed newness, the element of the new, of the beginning, of the element of something bright, something beautiful, And the name representation too is very interesting. The way the sound of the name of Clauneck, it's always said differently. It's never the same. There is always a different intonation. It's part of the magical power of the name Clauneck. So you see, it is the element of the very fine, or the fine petals, or that element of something very delicate and very well, or very precise. It's that element of beauty. And the other elements are like I would say the color blue, or the dark blue. That is the royal lineage of Clauneck. At the same time, it's the element of the blue mag, or the blue magician, or something with the color blue, which is a very beautiful, very rich color. It is a royal color, of course. And the other aspects I have already talked in the other recordings. The way he represents himself, it's always a good point to understand, or to start, the element of discovering or understanding something, And I'm still thinking what the story of Clauneck is. What are the different elements that create, not necessarily create, but represent him, the way is correct, the way is good, is an interest of mine as well, now to write a grimoire about Clauneck, and a book which I already started, and I'm working on the manuscript of Clauneck as well, and I'm doing, the storyline, the verses as well, my own imagination of the character and what he represents. It is a grimoire written in hymn, in verse form, in a poetic form, in a lyrical form, that tells the story of Clauneck, or a part of the story of Clauneck. I still don't know how many pages, but I definitely will write a very beautiful grimoire that with the title of Clauneck, with its elements and the different the Grimoire is always, of course, a little bit different, because it is a book, it is a story that I will write, and I will present Clauneck. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, bye.